Good morning. Good morning. It's great to be back in Rochester once again. Today I'm here on a very serious matter. I'm here to outline new steps that my administration is taking to combat the recent spate of crime in Rochester. Because I know people are hurting. I know you're angry. I'm angry too. And as governor, it's my #1 priority to keep people safe. It's something I take very seriously, and I think about a lot. So when I see a community like this, a second home to me, I know this area so well. When I see a community traumatized by a string of brutal crimes, my team steps in and we take action. And I want to acknowledge the people I work so closely with. And a special shout out to local law enforcement. I'm so grateful to our sheriff, our police, my state police. Mayor Evans and I have gone a long way back. We've talked about this a lot. He calls me. I can hear in his voice the frustration, the anguish, the desire to just heal this community. So, Mayor Evans, I'm proud to be here with you today. I applaud your efforts, and I know this is so deeply personal to you. Let's give our great mayor a round of applause. Our county executive is here as well, Adam Bello. Thank you for being such an amazing, amazing leader of this community. Our sheriff, Todd Baxter, has joined us. Great to see us, Sheriff. Superintendent of New York State Police, Superintendent James, I want to thank you. You have stepped in. You have found creative solutions, the way to harness the power of the New York State Police to be an ally, a resource, and a friend to our local police. Let's give a round of applause for Joe Popkin, our Executive Director of DCJS. Joe, thank you. And Marco Soler, who I rely on all the time, who does an extraordinary job as our Deputy Secretary for Public Safety. And he's the numbers guy. He's the one I say, are we going up, we going down, we doing better? And so thank you, Marcos, for all you do. And of course, you heard the names of our elected officials. These are my friends, my partners. We have our Assembly Member Harry Bronson, Assembly Member Meeks, Assembly Member Clark, Assembly Member Lunsford, and Senator Brooke. I want to thank all of you for being here today. Now, I've talked to the mayor and the police chief and the sheriff about resources. This is not our first meeting. We've gathered in person a number of times over the last few years since I've been governor. We have figured out a playbook for driving down crime. We have done this. Since I became governor, shootings in New York are down 53%. Here in Rochester, and we'll talk about what's going on here in a second, but I do want you to look at the bigger picture. We've made some promising strides. In the first 8 months of this year, shootings are actually down almost 40%. Overall crime is down 38%. And last year, we were here talking about car thefts. We had the highest rate of car thefts, not just in the state, but almost in the entire country. And we announced a comprehensive plan working with local law enforcement, giving them the resources they need to deal with this. Right now, car thefts are down 58% in Rochester. That's concrete, undeniable progress. But despite the great win yesterday, we don't spike the football here, right? We're not spiking the football. We are not done. We are nowhere near done. We have so much work to do. We're doing fairly well with statistics. People starting to feel a little better. And then summer came. And what a summer this has been. A 92-year-old was hit and killed, allegedly by teenagers with weapons in a stolen vehicle. A family of 4, including 2 small children, found slain in a home in Irondequoit. How chilling is that? Gunfire erupts at a barbecue. 7 people. 7 innocent people out there on a beautiful day to celebrate friendship, family. 2 died, including a city employee named Taisha Manning. Her family has joined us today. Please stand. Mother, sister, thank you. Mom, I'm a mom too. It's not supposed to happen like this. We're not supposed to bury our children. You're not supposed to bury your sister. It's not the natural way of life. There's no more searing pain than to lose a child, but to lose a child to such senseless violence hits all of us right here. I wish I could take the pain away from you. I really do. You shouldn't have to be sitting here. She's a beautiful young woman, so appreciated for her work here at City Hall, in state and city government. There are no words except to send love your way. May her memory be a blessing that gives you strength to carry on every day. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. The heinous and high-profile nature of these crimes over the span of just a few weeks has literally shaken the psychology of this great community. Because these victims are not statistics, they're loved ones, they're our neighbors, they're our friends. As I said, despite some encouraging progress, we're going to talk about the work that needs to be done. Rochester is doing so much with what they have, but they need help. Rochester, number one, needs more law enforcement capacity, and we're here to help. They need upgraded crime-fighting technology. We're here to help. And more funding for crime prevention initiatives, which I believe in, and we're here to help. We're delivering on all three. That's the formula. It's simple, but it's impactful. That's why today I'm here to announce I've directed the state police to deploy up to 25 additional troopers to work directly with the Rochester Police Department. They are yours. Work together, hand in hand. Because I know when you have so many incidents at the same time, it stretches the resources. Everybody's doing their best, but there's only so many hours in a day. There's a lot of crimes unsolved. We want them solved. We want people to speak up. If you've seen something, some video, where are you? Come forward today. These families deserve some peace. You know, I spent a lot of years in local government. I've hired police chiefs. I've hired police officers. I know the hard work they do, and they're not wanting to ask for help. This is not a sign, reflect on them at all. We're just here to say, you lead, we're here with you. I've also been married to a federal prosecutor, 40 years. He was once your United States attorney. He worked so closely, partnerships with the DA's office, chief of police, county executive's office, DA's, sheriffs, everybody. Everybody pulls together, U.S. Attorney's Office. There's incredible power in that coalition, and I want to make sure every bit of it is being harnessed for good. So I know it can be done, and I understand the strain of these incidences on local law enforcement. When you're trying to solve a crime, you're trying to find witnesses. You're trying to bring them forward. You're trying to get them to speak up. You're trying to connect the dots that'll lead you to these perpetrators and lead this community to justice, which right now is overdue for these families that are in such pain. So our state police reinforcements will assist with the investigations. We'll even have them patrol the hotspot areas. We'll be there. We're going to be there. And we're going to work to get this community back on track the way it always should been and always will be going forward. So the visible presence of more police is powerful. It says you're a community that matters. We want to protect you. We wanted you to go about your daily lives, not worrying about anything. Take care of your family, your kids, your jobs, and we'll do the rest. It's about not just keeping people safe, but they have a God-given right to feel safe too. And that's what's missing right now in this community. And I want that back. I want that back. They should be focused on just everyday lives. Also, to solve, and I'd much rather prevent crimes, but to solve and to prevent crimes, police need more cutting-edge technology. It's out there. It gets expensive. I understand when resources are literally taxed. Costs money. This year, the agencies in Monroe County asked the state for $24 million to upgrade their equipment. That's a lot of money. But we came through with every penny of that. $24 million to help to upgrade their equipment. Rochester PD, the Rochester Police Department received $10 million. $10 million for Rochester PD so they can buy the equipment they need to prevent and solve crimes. Monroe County Sheriff's Office, $11.7 million, the largest police tech grant to any agency in the state. Sheriff Baxter, thank you. What do we do with the money? You can purchase license plate readers, mobile camera systems, drones, body cameras, and smart technology for the police vehicles. Now, less than 2 weeks ago, state police here in Rochester used some of these same high-tech, real-time surveillance tools to catch 5 dangerous criminals that were driving around in an SUV full of guns. That's how the technology works. And we're going to make sure there's more of it out there. Weapons were seized, felony charges are brought, and I know we prevented not just violent crimes, but perhaps we've prevented the devastation that is right now tearing apart Taisha's family. Better tech helps police gather better intelligence. It's that simple. And then they share it with the Crime Analysis Center here in Monroe County, where analysts find patterns, connect the dots, as I said, link suspects and vehicles, and provide real-time support. Now, last year, the Monroe Crime Analysis Center received more than 21,000 service requests. They help solve homicides, break up car thefts, and seize illegal guns. So this is the foundation for that work. The money, the technology, the analysis that follows, and then we take these criminals off the streets and lock them up and say, no more. No more. Now, if there's a common thread here, much of this involves young men and even teenage boys. That in itself is tragic. That alone. You have to say why. Why can't they get on the right path? Where are the role models? Where are the adults who care, give a damn about these kids? There are groups out there. I believe in these groups to my core. I've seen the positive effects of our violence disruption groups. Good people out there putting themselves in harm's way, talking to kids, making connections, relationships. I saw it back in Buffalo, made a huge difference in driving down crime there a long time ago. And it's happening here. And every single person who's involved in the violence disruption community, please stand up. I want to applaud you. Please stand up. Please stand up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So you're doing the best you can with what you have, and you're going to keep doing it. But I'm going to help you out a little bit more. We're announcing significant investments in community violence prevention groups, the people on the ground doing God's work, helping kids get on the right path, telling someone that they're cared about. By strangers, perhaps, their government, maybe that doesn't matter, but there's somebody who makes a connection and leads them on the right path. For the second straight year, we're announcing $2 million to 14 grassroots organizations through Project Rise, and they provide mental health support, crisis intervention, mentoring, vocational training, you name it. But I said, let's just sweeten that a little bit more. On top of the $2 million, we're going to add $300,000 more to the 6 organizations doing this impactful work for our young people. I want to give you that so you have a little bit more to work with. 585 Snug, Healers Village, Rise Up Rochester, Rock the Peace, Untrapped Ministries, and the City of Rochester Pathways to Peace. Each will receive $50,000 more to support your efforts. So all combined, with today's new funding, we've now committed nearly $39 million this year alone to fight crime, prevent crime, and to solve crimes. And that also includes a record $6.2 million through our gun-involved violence elimination initiative. That is working. $4 million to connect low-income, at-risk kids with jobs Hey, the best crime fighting tool is a job, I'm convinced. It's all we need. There's jobs there. I talk to CEOs, presidents, companies, small business, large business. They've got the jobs. It's got to make that connection. Got to make the connection. Not every young person has a role model going off to college or going off and getting an apprenticeship program, getting the train. They don't always have that. The jobs are there, but we're putting $4 million to connect them, young people, to these jobs. So we're going to get it done. Help keep them out of trouble, but let them know the dignity of a good job. You're part of society. You can build some generational wealth. Have that job, get that apartment, get the house maybe, have some kids, send them to school. That's the American dream that right now is denied too many, and we're here to change that. So, we have work to do. We have a lot of work to do. It's a job that's never done. We'll be aggressive. We're very aggressive. We'll drive down crime, and invariably, there'll be setbacks. This is a rough summer. But let's look forward. Solving those crimes, putting people behind bars, stopping that. Let's head into a new season where this community knows they have a governor who cares. We'll be there for them to support our elected officials, our law enforcement, all the way, and we'll see this through. We've come here so many times to talk about this. I am seeing positive light. I really am. Let's not ignore the light that's out there. People need to know there's optimism. There's a way to turn the corner. Positive psychology breeds more positive psychology. And I hope going forth from today, people have that sense of a can-do attitude that I know has long defined the people of this region. That resiliency, when you get knocked down, you get back up. We always have. This is one of those moments. This is how we'll be defined. Whether we throw in the towel and say it's going to always be there, we can't do anything, or we say no. Take that towel and wipe the brow, get back in the game. Get back in that game and win it. And that's exactly what we do in this area. So I thank all of you. I thank all of you today. We're not going anywhere. I love this community with all my heart and soul. And I care about the people deeply. And I'll say this, we have great partners. I'm going to continue to rely on them, our mayor, our county executive, our law enforcement, our violence chapter, all my friends in the legislature. Together, we will solve this and finally heal this community. Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce a great champion for this community, the Dean of the Delegation, Assembly Member Harry Bronson.